Hey guys, so I've been thinking a lot today about Onision's court date tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, and that is when the court date between Onision and Chris Hansen and Mr. Repzion is set to take place. Now, listening to a lot of experts and lawyers talk about this case, I just feel like it's either going to get thrown out or he's just not even going to show up, honestly. I think those are the two biggest scenarios that I think are more likely. What do you guys think? I think that, I think it's going to be interesting to see. Now, my opinion isn't something that I just thought of and ran with. This is something that I think is likely because of the way that he has handled his legal business in the past. Anytime he's ever filed copy strikes on people, like Mr. Repzion, for instance, anytime he would dispute it, when you dispute something like that, in order for the complainant to get that piece of footage taken down, is you have to go to court and get a piece of paper saying, Repzion, you have to take it down. And he either does that at the end of 30 days, I believe, or the claim is just released. And most instances, Repzion has said that has never once happened. In any of the videos that he has disputed, not once has any document come out to back up his claims. I also find it really just poor timing that he is doing this when he's got all of these other legal troubles going on. Like, why would you draw more attention to yourself by going after these two people when you yourself are being looked at for crimes way more menacing than what you're accusing them of? Don't think for a second that I'm not going to talk about the fact that you basically committed perjury when getting your emergency protection order. I think the fact that you checked that little box stating that you felt like you were in imminent danger and that they should just go ahead and grant you that without giving any rights to the people that you're accusing these things of, I think that is disgusting that you tried to do that. That is something that is usually saved in the most gnarliest of cases where people are legitimately being abused and are desperately trying to get away. That is when that is granted. You are absolutely taking advantage of the legal system, and you should be ashamed of yourself, but I know that you're not, because when have you ever been ashamed of yourself? Now, getting back to the task at hand, I know that this court case, I don't know if Mr. Repzion is going to show up, but I do know for a fact that Chris Hansen will not be showing up because he was not summoned. He was not told he needed to, so he's not going to. From what I've heard, Onision is doing this all himself. He is not going through a lawyer, that he actually went to the courthouse, filled out this paperwork, and submitted it, which actually makes a lot of sense, because I think if he did have a lawyer, they would have told him to shut his mouth a long time ago. Any good lawyer would tell him, cease all communication, don't upload any videos about them, don't tweet about them, don't even look at them. That is the smart way to go about this. Also, any lawyer worth his salt would have walked him through filing these protection orders and probably would have tried to talk him out of it, because the fact that you're trying to get a protection order against the man investigating you for some pretty heinous crimes looks so suspect. But that's the thing with James, is he thinks he's smarter than everybody. And no matter how much you talk to him and try and get him to view something from somebody else's side, you are basically just talking at a wall. Anybody who has ever tried talking to him has said it's like talking at a wall. None of what you're saying goes through the head of this man, to sway his opinion in any way. You were literally just talking at an inanimate object, because his mind was made up long before that conversation even started. I watched one of Chris Hansen's live streams. I think it was the live stream from last night. So last night or the night before, where Chris and his lawyer, Mike Morris, were going over everything that had led up to this trial tomorrow, talking about how he went and petitioned the court basically for this illegal protection order. He lied on the paperwork to get this emergency protection order against Chris Hansen and Mr. Repzion. I'm pretty sure that it was against both of them, but they didn't really talk about Repzion in the video. And yes, I'm aware that there is something going on. There's an allegation against Chris Hansen's lawyer. We could talk about that in another video if you guys would like. But this video I want to just keep about Onision and the trial tomorrow. So James, I want to ask you how you make your decisions and how you go about planning, because it seems like there's not a whole lot that goes on when you make your decisions. It seems like you just make very, very, very rash decisions. I don't think you put much thought into this protection order. I don't think you put much thought into your choice to check that little box saying that you needed it to be an emergency situation. I don't think you even thought about it, because all of this is a stage to you. Everything in your life has to be some kind of entertainment. It has to have some kind of like entertainment value for you or for the people around you. And it's things like the fact that while your child had their accident, I'm not going to get into that because I feel like it's private and I just don't want to mess with it. But while that was going on, you were tweeting some of those really vile, disgusting sexual tweets on Twitter. What is the thought process there? Did you think that the report would never come out and we wouldn't know that that happened? And that we couldn't put the two dates together and realize that while something horrible was going on in your life, something that affected something that you're supposed to protect, you were too busy trying to entertain your Twitter following or entertain yourself. What is the fucking thought process behind that? I don't know. None of this really makes any sense to me. I'm tired of trying to make sense of it, because anything to do with this person, it's sure to send you into a migraine. And even though to me it's pretty common sense that it should be thrown out, I'm going to say I'm wishing you luck, Mr. Repzion, and I'm wishing you luck, Chris Hansen. I hope that the judge that presides over this will see that it's bull, and hopefully hold him accountable for basically lying. I will talk to everybody next time. I will probably be making a video after I find out how the trial went, or if it even happened, if anybody even showed up. I'll probably make a little video about that. But until then, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.